into the 90s, they started saying, okay, Asians, and they just generalized all of us.
Yes.
Latinos, Asians, Asians. There was only two ways of getting your entertainment, TV and radio. My dad was telling me he came to America, but he was depressed.
Filipinos were the first like Asian immigrants.
We were doing all the farms here in California.
But yet the Japanese own all the farms now. How the fuck did that happen?
Welcome back to Nhậu with us.
Mo.
Hi, ba, yo! Who we got here today, brother?
Dude, you got the legendary DJ Icy Ice from back in the day and all the way till today, okay? Iceman, tell them what you're about, man. Cheers first, dude.
Cheers.
Yo, thank you guys for having me, man. Chilling here with you guys, man, representing the Legend Entertainment crew, Beat Junkies crew, and we're gonna talk all things Asian community, Asian culture. Let's
Dude,
go.
SoCal culture, man. Let's do this, man.
Yo, we got a Filipino San Mig light beer right here. We got a Filipino spread.
If y'all don't know about this, you better be on it, man. It's things beyond Jollibee, man, okay?
Yo, you guys found the real deal spot here, though. Man.
Is this all real deal?
This is all real deal, man.
Yeah.
This is a newer restaurant. Didn't know anything about it, so this is dope, man.
So everything here legit on point about like Filipino cuisine, how it should be represented?
Legit, bro.
Okay, because you know every cuisine is like dumbed down sometimes, right?
Yeah.
For the American version.
Yeah.
Okay, like us, you know, like okay, for instance, Panda Express, Chinese.
Yes.
Was it really Chinese?
I mean, it originally started Chinese, but became fast food Chinese.
So like this year, a Filipino chef took the best chef of the year for California, which is out of thousands, right?
Yeah.
But he took top chef.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No, that's news to me.
And Filipino cuisine was never on the radar.
And now it's like super on the radar.
Now it's on the radar. Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you think like now there's gonna be fast food that's gonna dumb it down?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you know, like, yeah, you have the high end, the guy that is very artistic with his craft and really puts heart and soul into his cuisine. And then you're gonna have the businesses that want to come out and kind of make it popularized or mainstream for the public to consume. So, yes,
To
probably
be fair, everything has to have an entry level.
Yeah.
You can't freak them out, right?
True.
Like if we introduce Vietnamese food and we just go hardcore with it,
Straight into duck blood.
duck blood and like you know,
I think
blood sausage.
The scary intro level is like diniguan, right? Like the chocolate meat.
Yeah, you don't want to make that the intro thing to the average American person, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The chocolate meat.
See, everything, and right now, all the cultures are like overlapping because of food.
Yes.
One thing that joined all the Asian culture now is for sure food. I mean, talking Vietnamese, Korean, Filipino, Lao, Cambodian, it's all about food.
Yeah.
People go there just for the Instagram. Food looks pretty, but who knows what it tastes like.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty and pretty good. So
Yes. Yes.
So what right here should we try first if we didn't know what we're eating?
Well, if you didn't know what you were eating, man, I mean, of course, you know, everybody knows what spaghetti is, but the Filipino style spaghetti has like the little hot dog bits in there, and they make it very sweet. Like Filipino spaghetti is very, very sweet. Of course, you know your chicken sticks, your chicken skewers, but then yeah, you want to go a little more hardcore. Then you get into things like palabok, which is noodles, which contain shrimp and pork bits and all of that stuff in there. Then you go more hardcore, which is sisig, which is like a sizzling pork dish.
Okay.
Very good, by the way.
Guys. Okay, he's
very good, by the way.
Now it makes me hungry, man.
Why is the spaghetti so sweet? I'm a fan of Filipino spaghetti, but I'm
Yes.
wondering why.
I don't know why. I don't know the origin of why Filipinos make their spaghetti sweet, but Filipinos love sweet spaghetti, and that's an example of it.
I've heard what it was. I just can't remember. If I do, and I don't want to butcher it up. You know what I mean? Because internet loves to correct me, dude. You know?
And then of course the most like, and it looks what it looks like is, crispy pata, which is pretty much a pork dish, or it's pretty much. So yeah, I mean, you got your well-rounded menu here.
So this is a good menu. See, now you're introduced us to Filipino food. What was your first Vietnamese dish?
Pho. What the fuck?
What the fuck? See,
Pho, then the spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got into the you know, the Vietnamese meat with the rice and all of that, and you know, different stuff. But I haven't gone hardcore though. I haven't really gone hardcore.
Okay.
When you come to OC, we'll take you hardcore.
Yeah, we're gonna take you
I
hardcore.
need to learn all the hardcore stuff.
I mean, you're familiar with balut though. We have balut
Yes.
too.
Yeah, why is okay? We call it balut. Okay, it's like one of those things like now for all Asians they just call it balut.
Oh, even in Vietnamese?
In Vietnamese,
We
yeah.
have Hop and Lon, but we just adopt it. And just it's easier. People recognize it more as balut than Hop and Lon.
Yeah, we say Hop Long.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's just duck egg, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But even our signs that sell it now says balut.
You know what's funny though is I was doing a rehearsal for a singing competition in Burbank 2 weeks ago. I'm in the hallway of this singing competition, and I'm just returning texts, returning calls. Out comes Conan O'Brien from the next rehearsal studio from us, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's Conan O'Brien, right? Conan turns to the little Filipino girl next to me because she was one of the contestants, and he's like, hey, what's going on in there? She's like, oh, it's a Filipino singing competition. And he's like, oh, Filipino. Do you guys have balut in there?
Like,
That's the first thing he said. That's the first thing he asked about, man. Balut.
Yo, Filipinos, like you said, you're in a singing competition. Filipinos are the best singers, best dancers, best artists, DJs, right? Like you guys take the performing arts and like the elements of hip hop like to a very, very high level. You know what I mean? Like, why is that? Why are you guys so good at that? Is that like a cultural thing, or is that a?
I don't know why we're so good at it, but I think it is a cultural thing. Like I think in Filipino culture, you know, music, dance, community events, it's always been music related. And so and singing, you know, singing. Like it's such a big, you know, karaoke is such a big part of the Filipino culture.
I heard if you sing like a specific song and you don't do good, like they'll beat you up for it.
I don't know about that,
There's just like
but-
one song that you're not allowed to sing unless you can kill it. I don't know. I saw something online or whatever, but
you it's like don't try it if you gotta do it right. You know what I mean?
you hit the one, right? Yeah.
Well, look at how amazing it is. Look at that guy from Foreigner. Is it Foreigner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Filipino cat, lead singer.
Alan Pineda.
Dude, mind blown. I saw him twice already.
Alan Pineda. Yep.
Yeah, like how did that happen? You know what I mean?
Power of the internet, and then power of Journey looking for someone to replace their lead singer. So,
Yeah.
Dude, and he kills it.
He kills it. Yeah.
He kills it, and they sell out everywhere they go, which is amazing testament. It's like, is it the band, is it the group, or is it the individual? You know, what I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the music, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to like talk about is food brings us all together.
Food brings us all together.
So does music.
Music definitely brings everybody
Okay,
together.
you're a big part of even my upbringing as a teenager with music. How many? Remember back in the day, everybody first thing they got a car is what they get system,
Sound system, yep.
and
They're
sound
bumping their tapes, or they're bumping their mixtapes, or they're bumping mixed CDs, or
Pre-Spotify. All right.
pre-Spotify, pre-Apple Music, pre...
You couldn't just
anything off the
download
phone.
music, right? You had to go
No.
to like a music store. You had to go to Amoebas. You got to go through crates, right? Or you got to
Yeah.
go dub some kind of cassette, right? It wasn't that easy to get
No, not at
music
all.
or even know what was good music or like deep music. You had to know a homie. The homie's like, oh, that guy, he's the music head.
Yeah.
He knows all the dope music. Oh, he knows about this band or this underground crew. Or like you had to go meet up at the sessions, right? The cypher sessions, the b-boy sessions, the DJ sessions, right? It was just a different time when the culture was like kind of like more underground and more booming. It wasn't like
Yeah.
as mainstream, and it was like that grit. And now we see it in the Olympics. And then I have a little beef with that because like they were doing the stuff and then and fuck that Australian chick for taking away the attention to the actual winners, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the music, it felt kind of weird to me because it didn't have like a DJ to kind of like mix it up and have it raw, and where the dancers can actually like mix with the music and the changes.
No,
and
the Olympics got it right, though. They did have a DJ.
Yeah.
They did have a DJ for the breakdancing competition.
Oh, really?
They
Oh,
did.
but
Yeah.
it's probably because of licensing or something. They couldn't like get more hardcore or anything.
I mean, he wasn't cutting it up or anything like that, but he was playing good cuts. He was playing good cuts.
Let me ask you this: if they change it up, like we were talking, if the format is you're the dancer, you bring your own DJ, how would that change?
That would be hard because then you're doing switch outs, man. Switch outs with equipment and all of that. The DJ. It's just easier to have one DJ rocking everything. So they did it right. They did it right at the Olympics.
So you
man,
agree that the format was right?
But yeah, man, screw that Australian chick for taking the attention, man. I mean, she
Right.
just did some stupid kangaroo hops and things like that, and she stole all the attention. Here we are talking about it versus the actual.
Who was the actual winner? Let's give them the props, dude.
Yeah, man. Big ups to Phil Wizard. Is it Phil Wizard or
The guy from Japan. Who's it?
No, he was from Canada, but Phil Wizard, yeah.
Phil Wizard was the
and
winner.
then
He's a
the
gold
Japanese
winner,
girl.
Japanese girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's pay attention to them, man. Forget the kangaroo hops.
Yes.
But I'm just glad it's on the Olympic format. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's gone a long ways, and like b-boy, we grew up with it in the '80s.
Yep.
Even in elementary, we used to go to Knott's Berry Farm. Remember that?
Yes. Studio K.
Studio K.
Studio K dance studio where all the kids would come out and party, and then you'd have Stevie B performing.
No.
It was cool.
Yeah. You see, but like Asians never looped into the hip hop, even though we started with that whole genre. Why?
We looped in. I just don't. I think Asians were very kind of low key or very invisible. You know, because like Filipinos, like as we speak on the Filipino side, like we were heavy in the b-boy side. We were heavy with the DJing. You know, we had Filipino MCs and things like that. But yeah, it's just in hip hop, like we were fighting. We were fighting to just have our voice heard, or even just to be recognized. You know?
Yeah.
Because-
There's that transition, right?
It was
Where
a transition.
Asians were like, all right, we're gonna do hip hop. We're really into hip hop.
Yeah.
But we were already into it. I mean, but then again, you know, we didn't have an identity because like there was Filipino, Vietnamese, but they didn't know what a Vietnamese was. Did they know what a Filipino was?
They didn't know.
Okay. I was asking you earlier, when was the first time you heard the word Asian?
Man, I mean, until you told me, I didn't really think about that. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense because I know my parents were referred to as Oriental.
Yeah, we were Orientals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until into the 90s they started saying, okay, Asians, and they just generalized all of us.
Yes.
Latinos, Latinos. Asians,
Asians.
Black folks, black folks.
Right?
Yeah.
So that whole Asian pride, like Asian movement was the 90s.
90s, yep.
Yeah, but a lot of people thought like that existed forever, but the word Asian never existed
Yeah.
to describe us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the weird part to me. Like, yeah, nobody ever thinks about that, you know? But then if you talk about who actually fostered all the music, you know what I mean? Like for hip hop, guaranteed. You know,
Yeah.
what you guys did is phenomenal,
Thank you.
man. Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
But did it get its credit?
There's, you know, groups of people, and we're sitting in Cerritos, which is a city that was very multiculturally diverse, and then a lot of people that came out of this city really made their marks in hip hop. So some of my b-boy bros that are from this city, they were part of the LA Rocksteady crew. You know, you had New York, and then they started the LA chapter. They're part of that crew. Repmatic who's also a beat junkie. My brother, he was part of the Rocksteady crew as a DJ, and then eventually Universal Zulu Nation, which is a hip hop organization just sanctioned by all the founding fathers of hip hop and all of that stuff. So yeah, like we were all in it, but again, we were just a very small fraction, and our voice just wasn't heard, and we weren't seen as much as Black and Latino.
And tell them what radio station we're on for years.
So yeah, I think what made it legitimized was back in those days, in the 90s, before phones, before smartphones, any of this stuff, there was only two ways of getting your entertainment: TV and radio.
Yeah.
And so it was very hard for Asians to break into radio unless, you know, you were the dude from Happy Days, Pat Morita. Really, Asians were not shown on TV, right?
No.
Yeah.
So radio is where we broke our mark. You know, radio, that was the number 2 media next to TV, and this is even before cable and all of that stuff.
Way before that.
Yeah, like radio was a big deal, man.
Were you the first on the radio?
E-Man was the first Filipino on
E-Man.
radio here in Los
DJ
Angeles.
E-Man.
Yeah.
And then I was the second, yeah.
Dude, props to you, bro.
Thank you.
Dude,
Props.
trailblazer. See, those are things like game changing that people don't recognize how you change the game, and that's the turning point for certain things, right?
Yeah.
It opened doors.
But yeah, like E-Man was first. I happened to be on. I was there when he was auditioning. I went with him to Power 106 on his audition.
Oh,
The
shit.
Baker Boys put on E-Man, but on the other station, which was the station I eventually ended up on, 92.3 The Beat, man. Theo was making waves as another Asian on radio, and he was sexy, man. All the ladies loved him. Everyone loved his voice. They didn't even know what he looked like, but they just loved his voice.
There was a handful of Asians on radio, and then people just didn't correlate it as like, oh yeah, I'm listening to an Asian DJ, or I'm listening to like a Asian, influence in music, right?
Yeah.
And then now that we have like cameras and online, and so simple to put it on, like let's give a shout out to all you guys for paving the way.
Paving the
for,
fucking way, man.
That shit was not
props.
easy.
No,
right?
hell no, it wasn't easy.
It's not easy.
Definitely wasn't easy, man.
And to hold it down too. I'm pretty sure. Did you have any haters?
I think we had more love than hate. Like people, because there's only like a few of us, a handful of us on the radio. So yeah, I mean, I think we got a lot of love for being on the radio. I think the haters were just people that were so hardcore into hip hop that you're selling out and you're bougie because you're playing all this mainstream music. So they looked at it in that way.
Well, the program has to say it's radio friendly, right?
But it's radio. Radio is like you gotta hit the masses, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's probably the most hate I get as far as being on the radio. But I mean it was more love than anything, and I think we were embraced by everybody. You know, Filipino community, all Asian community. Like there's so few of us on radio that they gave us a lot of love.
Because I was telling Gary about the b-boy. I went to a competition in Miami. And I can't remember his name for my life, but he took out all the East Coast b-boys, and he came there by himself. And they're like, it's a little Asian kid.
What was his name? I don't remember.
Yeah, I wish I remember. I want to give him props, man, but this was back in the 90s, you know what I mean? But anyways, everybody has gone so much in the culture, and now everybody's trying to embrace their culture. We're having a moment now. All the Asians are now owning themselves, right?
Right.
And do they understand the history of all this? Do you know?
I mean, I think I was telling Gary on the way over here. It's like I think it's so common to see Asians everywhere, from social media all the way to TV to everything, that it doesn't faze the younger generation. But for those that want to know their history or learn, like this is a good resource right here, and finding out your history and all of that. But yeah, I don't think
they recognize that yet.
They recognize it, or they're hungry to find out. You know,
it's just cultural significance and knowing like where the roots came from. Okay, like everybody talks about origin story and roots, and some people don't even think that we should belong in certain things. You know what I mean? And but we belong. SoCal has its own different vibe.
all right,
Like a lot of times they see a lot of Asians look like Hispanics.
right.
Okay, but that's a SoCal vibe. Right or wrong?
That yeah.
It's total SoCal vibe. Like I'm talking about like the car scene and the music scene. When that overlapped in the 90s, that was such a big thing before Hot and Per Night.
True.
Okay, Gary, did the music scene and the car scene just collided?
Collided, yeah.
But it collided in a big way because like I said, everybody had a system. Everybody had the cars that go boom, right? And then the race scene started to pick up. But prior to that, everybody lowered their cars, had a banging system. You know, obviously tinted windows and the ugly neon double blades. What do you see from the past that should not come back?
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. Okay, because we see Janko G's coming back, right?
I knew you were gonna say Janko G's. I was looking at my
shoot,
like Janko G's should not come back.
Damn.
Remember the big wide?
Yeah.
There's got to be some stuff like, nah, man. Okay, I like my Dickies, my flannels, my Ben Davis, but like,
Janko Jeans shouldn't come back. Gangbanging shouldn't come back.
No, gangbanging. Let's keep it.
Let's keep it up.
Leave it there,
That
leave it
can
there.
leave, okay? That's one thing that shouldn't come back. You know what I mean?
When you're DJing, like, like sometimes like music amps people up, right?
It does.
So
it does.
when you see some beef like starting to brew in, do you like switch up the tempo of the music, or you say fuck it and just like play some Tupac?
Well, I mean, it's funny because from the DJ booth we could see everything about to happen, and then so it's like usually we wait till it happens and then we stop the music, and then we're cussing them out and we're like, yo. everybody in the club, tell these motherfuckers to get the fuck out. And then everyone like, get the fuck out.
How many fights per night back then happened?
It wasn't too bad back then. I think because dudes were, like the clubs were one of the places you could see all the honeys and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone was trying to kick game and things like that. I think they'd fight after, but you'd have the hardcore guys that they'd fight like right in the middle of the club.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I
As soon as the
mean,
lights turn on.
Lights don't even have to turn on, dude.
in fact, funny story about like how I was saying, we would tell everybody to tell those people that were fighting, get the fuck out. One of the Samoan guys that was in that fight, that I would say that for years he wanted to beat my ass because I said that.
No, for real? Yeah.
True story.
Yeah,
And then he ended up marrying one of my friends, and then he told me this story later, years later, after we had met and things like that. He's like, "You're the motherfucker. I wanted to kick your ass for years because you said that." Because it was like 3 on 20, big Samoan guy and a few Filipino guys fighting 20, like 20 other Asian guys, and it was crazy.
Back then,
yeah, he wanted to beat my ass, man.
you didn't even know there was a crosshair on you, huh?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
He was like, I'm trying to defend myself here.
I'm just a DJ, guys.
I'm just trying to play music and make everybody dance, man.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, man. Bring people together, music and food, man. You know what I mean?
Music and food.
So
dude.
you were like the originator of like throwing these like massive get-togethers for the Asian community, for everybody to kind of get together. And
I wouldn't say I was the originator. There was guys before me, like DMK Doug, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Doug. He was instrumental in the '80s. Well, one of the guys that mentored me, his name is Jimmy. He used to do Spectrum dances. They started in the late '70s into the '80s, and they would throw their parties at ballrooms. They weren't allowed in clubs. And so they wouldn't give them the Hollywood clubs, so they would have to rent a ballroom
I remember
at
that.
a hotel and then throw their clubs there.
Yeah.
And so that was my first experience that I ever went to a club, was at a ballroom. It was at a ballroom party, But yeah, much respect to the guys before me, the Jimmy Corpuses, the Doug Kanagawas, those guys. But yeah, like I think my era is like the turning point into the 90s, and I think what we did as Legend, I was the last generation of Spectrum, and then as we turned into Legend, like we took the club scene into the clubs, or like the Asian scene into the clubs. Doug started it out with CJ Barrymore's over in El Segundo.
I remember that.
And then Doug eventually made his way into LA Hollywood, doing like the dancer things on Tuesdays, and then eventually Vertigo, which became Prince's nightclub Glam Slam. Doug was doing those. So yeah, much respect to the guys that paved the way before me.
much respect.
And then what we did as Legend is we took the clubs into the bigger nightclubs.
Yeah.
So we had the Palace in Hollywood. We had Arena in Hollywood, which was a gay club.
Yeah.
Arena, Circus Disco, and then
Florentine.
Florentine. We did Florentine Gardens. And then, of course, Doug did Mayan, and then eventually Chillers and things like that. Proof Positive, those guys did Pasadena, and then they did Mayan as well. So, like, everybody had their hands in it, but, you had your handful of... Doug was more of, like, your Japanese and Chinese, that crowd. Filipinos was Legend, and that was my crew and all the Legend guys. And then, yeah, you had, like, Chinese promoters, you had Indian promoters, you had all kinds... And then Vietnamese.
Later.
A lot of my stuff was all in Long Beach as well. So like, yeah, I had big Vietnamese population of.
Are you talking about Live Bait?
Live Bait.
The Long Beach used to be Ruditai Live Bait, man.
Live Bait, yes.
Yeah.
And then even when we were doing Snapback over on Pine Street, man, Snapback on Friday nights, gang of Vietnamese always.
Was that Julian's Vault?
That's Julian's Vault that turned into
V2O.
V2O. Well, it wasn't V2O. It was Julian's Vault, and then it turned into a Federal Bar eventually.
Oh yeah, but I remember Julian's, man. That was such a cool club. But you're right though. You know, the footprint of Asians in those club scene wasn't recognized, but they were throwing like name me all the promoters. Like you got
Yeah,
your DMK, you got your Legends, you got your Center Stage. Who else was there?
And so Mike Center Stage eventually became Hot Import Nights. You had Ken Miyoshi was doing mainstream entertainment. He was Japanese.
That's right.
Then he eventually did
Import Shaw?
Import Show Off.
Off.
He did Import Show Off. Yes, thank you, Gary.
See?
And then yeah, like everybody kind of had their roots, and then everyone kind of expanded. But yeah, Legend. Yeah, like
Shout out to Lloyd.
our old partner Dave. Yeah, shout out to Lloyd. Our old partner Dave eventually became World of Dance and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
World of Dance.
Dave's cool cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of people don't understand, like, you know, that car and music culture overlapped and became one of a huge scene.
became huge. Yeah.
He became huge. I'm talking about
So like yeah, our scene, our import scene with the music, the culture, the cars, all of that. That's Fast and Furious, man. Fast and Furious is still living all these years off of our car scene, man.
And yeah, the car culture, the whole music scene. Because like before, when you go to a race, there was a club you go into. Right, Gary?
Yeah.
I don't care where you went. Sacramento, somebody's hosting something. You went to, you know, Sacramento, LA County Raceway,
Yep.
Battle of Imports. There was a club.
Yep.
And if they didn't have a club, we would do it in the parking lot. Someone would set it up.
Yep.
Okay. Somebody bring their crates and ready to go. Oh, you miss your crates? Or you like the USB now?
Oh, I still use my
I'm saying
crates,
throw
but
them
on a computer.
Oh, is it?
Hip hop DJs still use computers versus more of the EDM DJs use the little thumb drives and stuff like that.
So now with the whole car scene kind of coming full circle again. And
Yep.
and you know, there's snapback is still a thing, and the rewind guys are still around.
Yep. The Rewind guys are in OC. We're at Snapback. We're here in Long Beach, Anaheim. You know, like OC. We're still doing our thing. We do Club Real Ones over here in Long Beach.
Damn.
So we have our day party, things like that. So
And people love that old school 90s hip hop and R&B vibe, man.
yeah.
Now, I don't want to say that was real music, you know, to disparage like the new hip hop, but like, you want to get in trouble and say, what do you feel about the new hip hop?
What do I feel about it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a DJ, so I love all music. But of course, my favorite is the 90s, the 90s era.
Yeah.
I also love the 80s era. But yeah, I mean, my heart and soul is in all of that. But I can play everything up to today, man. Because I mean, I'll still do clubs. I still do clubs.
Damn.
But then I get hired for Universal Studios, and I'll DJ like all the high school grad parties and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'll do like 6 weeks at Universal Studios for 10,000 kids, you know, like, and I'm still playing all the new stuff.
Is
So,
that
I
the
mean,
grad night?
The grad night, yeah.
Oh, you still work with Herman?
I still work. I worked with Herman.
Herman!
In fact, I saw Herman at the last grad night thing.
All right.
Because he brings the influencers.
Yes.
Yeah, he brings the influencers to Universal, and then I'm DJing. So it's like,
It's funny because like all these old school guys are what makes the things that's happening now for the young, which they don't understand. Like, you know, we always talk about relevancy, right?
yeah.
Okay, are we relevant? And are we dated? But yet they don't realize our relevancy was what set up for today.
For their
Yeah.
relevancy.
For their relevancy, correct?
What we did kind of set the tone and pave the way for what's happening now.
Yeah, so pay homage to legendary guys like this guy, man. You know what I mean? And all the ones that's been in the past, man.
Yeah, shout out to
yeah.
all the guys that paved the way, man.
Yeah,
Big
and-
ups, man.
and
And
there's-
not everybody's around anymore, but there's a lot of guys that really paved that way.
Yeah, and that's why we want to really highlight that era of all the guys that set that tone, took that chance, didn't do what our parents wanted us to do.
For sure. For sure.
And that's the thing, man. Growing up here, like, you know, figure out our parents came from another country, right? Our
Yeah.
parents made that sacrifice. My dad was telling me he came to America, but he was depressed, man. He was just like, yo, all my friends are in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and here I am in a foreign country. All he could do every week is just drink, or when he does get together with uncles and stuff like that, they're drinking and eating, right?
Would they be eating similar, like get-together
A
stuff
lot
like
of the
this?
sisig,
Yeah,
A lot of the sisig.
dude, this is
So
legit, dog.
this is Filipino
Yeah.
nhậu right
Yeah,
here.
this is a food right here. 6-8 guy, get
All we're
this.
missing is one big pig. That's all we're missing. We're missing one big pig.
It's universal. Everybody loves pork, man.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but we love pork.
Not Muslims.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the crazy thing, right? Our parents made these sacrifices. They came here, and then of course they want us to have a good career, so we're set up for life. But guys like me, I didn't listen to my parents, and I didn't follow that path, and I didn't graduate.
I don't think any of us did.
Yeah.
I don't think
Thank God you're not a nurse, bro.
I followed my path in music. And
What did they want you to be? Like,
Oh, my dad was always pushing me to be an engineer or doctor or any of that stuff, and I was never smart enough for any of that.
was
man.
that universal
My
for all
grades
Asians?
were terrible.
Was that universal for all Asians? Doctors, engineers, lawyers,
That's
architects.
universal, yeah.
Okay, because we grew up the same way.
Yeah.
That's all they wanted us to be: doctors, lawyers, pharmacists. You know what I mean?
But see, back then though, like in the 70s and 80s, that's what they see as successful, right?
Yeah.
Or businessman, successful business or whatever. But yeah, man. There was no social media people. There was no, there was no DJs that made it successful. So like we kind of opened that up. We opened up these lanes. They never had music festivals back in the day.
Oh,
they
hell
had
no.
underground
Yeah,
raves.
underground, you had a meet up, and then it was
or
just
whatever.
like, yeah. Do they still have scratch battles?
They do have scratch battle. There was a DMC competition just last week.
Oh shit.
West Coast DMC.
See, like you're a legendary DJ. He's a legendary tattoo artist.
Yes.
Two different fields that were so frowned upon in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the 90s, right? It wasn't accepted.
No. You're a scum.
You're a scumbag, you know what I mean? It's like,
You look lower than a waiter. They're like, oh, you do art or you're expressive. Ew, too.
Yeah.
When I got married, man, my wife is originally from Michigan, right? So she grew up in a kind of like a white area.
Oh,
and things
yeah.
like that. And her parents were like very, like upper middle class, and they didn't know anything about like our culture over here. So she's like, what does he do for a living? Oh, he's a DJ.
what's
They're
that?
like, what the? So for them, they're like, does he teach people how to do the line dance? Like that's what their concept of a DJ is. In
turn the
Michigan,
tables?
'cause the guy that would DJ the parties, the Filipino parties, the parents' parties, would go out and dance the line dance with the parents.
Is that the stick dancing?
Yeah.
No, line dance, like achy breaky heart. Type of,
Does he get booked for all
cha-cha
weddings?
slide, like
cha-cha
that type
slide.
of stuff, right?
Right. You get another
So
bucket?
that was their concept of what a DJ was.
They
were
want more
like-
bucket?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
they didn't know. They had no idea.
They had no idea, right? Like when I got in the car scene, they had no idea I was like fixing up cars, modifying, customizing. I didn't even tell my parents I had a job,
Yeah.
because if I told them that's what I did for a living, oh man, they would have whooped my ass.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be in school, but here I am, more focused on DJing or all of this stuff. I'm not attending my classes and things like that, right?
So I tell people we're like the biggest liars because because I'll tell you why. Because we lived a dual life. We lived a life.
It's true.
No, because we lived a life at home, what our parents perceived of us. But when we hit the streets, we had a different street outfit, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
Our parents were like, oh yeah, my son's going to university, blah blah blah. But I never went to my classes. I didn't finish. All of that crap. Right?
No, he's in the club. He's in the club. Fingering the bass.
But the funny thing is that when they took it serious, or when they kind of saw like, oh, okay, maybe he can do something about this, was when I made it on radio. So I made it on radio, and my dad was working at a firm here in Long Beach at one of those tall buildings. He was an architect, and he has one of those younger co-workers, and he's like, oh, what are you listening to? It's like, oh, this DJ, Icy Ice, he's on the radio. My dad's like,
what?
huh? Icy Ice? That's my son.
They're like, no way.
And they're like, what? No. It's like, that's my son.
So did that legitimize you? And
That legitimized me with my parents and with my dad,
Did it make things better at home now?
It made it better for a little bit, because then he knew I was making money, and he knew I was on the radio and things like that. Or even with my wife's parents, like they didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then I was featured on Filipinas magazine, or whatever, a big magazine in the Filipino culture, for our parents. And so when my wife gave them the copy, they're like, oh.
They're gonna be like, look at my son.
Yeah. Before they did not show him off. Now he's like, oh, this is my son.
Exact same shit happened to me.
Exactly.
My parents were always just like, hey, do something else. And then until there was like a magazine, and I'm like, on the magazine, hey, look. They're like, oh yeah, my son does tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Before they would never mention it.
No.
They would never mention your career until that legitimized it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's the thing.
So that's the funny thing. Like, it takes something mainstream for them to like, oh, okay, maybe he can do something with this, you know?
Yeah.
Or in the case of my in-laws, they're like, oh, okay, he is really doing something. He's not just a.
He's not playing around.
He's not a dance instructor or anything like that, you know?
But that's the thing that we tell people, man. You guys, you know, our era, we took a lot of risk.
We took a lot of risk to pave that way, yeah.
Yeah, because like we took a risk at home. We took a risk in our community.
And there wasn't like the foresight of that, like,
No.
oh, hey, you know.
We didn't have a goalpost or like a shining light at the end of the tunnel. We don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Did you know that you're gonna have the
We didn't
career?
have social media. We
Yeah.
didn't have any of this. We didn't have the tools.
Nothing.
It was just going on the streets, handing out flyers, you know, like handing out mixtapes or whatever.
Oh, how many mixtapes did you do?
Oh, I made lots of mixtapes, man.
Were you flipping them like on the street? Like, hey, $5.
Yo,
or
man.
like, hey, here's some headphones. You
Yo,
like my
pop
shit?
the jacket up.
That's what I was doing in middle school, man. Like
Yeah.
in middle school, I would just like record mixes and then I'd sell them off for like $5-10 a pop, man.
And
I was making my money on
See?
that.
Yeah, that's.
But then I would flip that
That's awesome.
money into buying more records. You know, back then we have to buy records, so I was just always flipping mixtapes to buy more.
they didn't
of my
understand,
music.
like the money we made, we had to put it right
We had to
back.
flip it into music, into equipment, into whatever, into gear. You know, all the stuff.
Like Gary knows, like all the money we made in motorsports, right? Come on, that shit was an expensive sport.
Oh, yeah.
Expensive, man.
DJs is an expensive career.
Yeah.
The you know, all the albums, the vinyl, the equipment, everything you had to do.
Now it's not as expensive, but back then, man,
Back
we
then,
had to
yeah.
buy everything.
dude.
You
You
gotta buy vinyls, you gotta buy the decks, you gotta buy the. What are those techniques?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so once you had all
Needles
the vinyl,
all the
then
time.
CDs came out. We had to buy every CD, you know, like you know, all of that, man.
Right.
But then Napster came out, and it was a wrap, man. We just download everything.
Napster. Just rip it off on Napster.
Because you know what sucks is, you know, at the club right now, you know, we hate it when guys bring us Serato. No, they make us provide it. You know what I mean? Because
my goodness.
we're used to the EDM DJs.
Yeah.
But every time we have to throw a different gig, like oh shit, their laptops are coming out. You know what I mean?
Which is me. There's a
But the
laptop.
problem was, the openers and the main guys, they all had a different format.
Right.
We're gonna do. We can't change up, like you said. You can't change up 3 different formats.
Yeah.
You guys got to get on one thing. So we tell the promoter, be on one format.
Yeah.
And tell them get in line with that, and we'll do one changeover.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I mean, yeah. That's how technology's changed, and then everyone can go into the same format and kind of stick to it or whatever. But yeah, there's that difference though, man. Hip hop versus EDM. Like
Yeah.
EDM guys like the CDJs. Hip hop guys love turntables.
Yes.
So that's and then we love our computers versus the EDM guys just love turning their thing on the little thumbstick.
All record box, you know what I mean?
They're like hands.
Yeah.
They're like hands.
Yeah, but one thing this guy was talking about.
But it's all DJing. It's all DJing.
But one thing that they can't cheat what you do.
Yeah.
The turntable. You cannot fake that for shit.
You can't fake skills.
No,
Yeah.
you cannot
You can't
fake skills.
Yeah.
Because now, you can do a set list and just throw your hands up, press a few buttons, and guys that know can recognize it. Most people can't recognize it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All
thank you.
right.
Yeah.
Can I get a hollow and 3 Turon?
Oh, damn.
Sorry, the minimum for 6 pieces.
Then let me get the 6-piece Turon. Thank you.
I like it.
Cheers, man. Here's
Yo.
your beer.
Thank you.
Bro.
Yo. How do you say cheers in Filipino? Or Tagalog? Where you go?
Oh shoot.
My bad. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Cheers.
I don't know. Cheers, man.
Cheers. That's another thing I want to ask. Like Vietnamese here and Vietnamese in our motherland, there's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Now, for Filipinos, is there a difference?
Yes and no. I think there was a bigger difference back in the day. Now with internet and everything, it's made it a lot smaller, But yeah, the language barrier. I grew up here. I can't speak Tagalog. I understand everything.
Yeah.
I understand, and they could speak to me in Tagalog or Ilocano, and I can answer back in English. I just don't speak, right?
Yeah.
And so I got hounded for that when I'd go back for radio interviews or TV interviews in the Philippines, and they were like, "You can't speak? Not even a few words?" I'm like,
Putang
"No."
ina eh.
Yeah, what kind of Filipino are you?
And I always have to go back. Like, my parents got discriminated when they got here, so they didn't want me to get discriminated for having that accent and stuff like that, right? But then I get discriminated anyways because I can't speak.
No win-win situation.
Yeah, dude, that's how we feel. It's a no-win situation.
It's a no-win situation, right?
Okay, so just like you raised in America, like we're Americanized. I'll accept
We're
that.
Americanized, yeah.
Okay, we're SoCal Americanized too. On top of that.
Yeah, on top of that, because it's
Extra.
different.
Yeah. It's a little extra. It's not like we grew up in like fucking Idaho, you know what I mean? And then, but when you get back, the Vietnamese see us as like, what do they call it? Like fake? You know what I mean? Like Mexicans, they have that plastico. They call them fake Mexicans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're American raised.
What do they call us in Vietnam? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
They call us Kak Nuc?
Kak Nuc is every nationality has a phrase for the American race, right?
Kak Nuc is a clever ass diss, bro. It's a clever ass diss.
It's a diss.
Back in the day, they diss us saying we're coconuts, man. We're brown on the outside,
White on the inside. Yeah, no,
man.
bro. I've been accused of that
Hey,
all the fucking time.
You two are the only people I've ever heard say coconut.
yeah, man.
I've always heard bananas, but like.
Because I'm not that yellow.
I'm
pretty
dark.
brown.
I'm dark,
Oh,
man.
dang.
So, coconut, man.
Dude, you're a coconut, bro.
Coconut.
I'm with you guys.
I
I gotta use coconut too then. Well, I'm from Hawaii, so look at
Yeah. See, like Hawaii was
the melting pot for everybody.
For Asian culture, Hawaii was.
Hawaii.
When I first got to Hawaii in '94, I go, this is the true Asian melting pot, dude.
It's the highest Asian population in the United States, right?
Because everybody's fucked up English was now pidgin.
I don't know. Maybe California overpassed them now, though.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think.
But let's
Tell us.
tell us. Okay,
We
but
don't
let's,
want to Google shit, all right?
let's
I
talk
mean,
about.
I haven't Googled lately, but I think California surpassed.
How about the
Hawaii
90s?
in terms of population? In the 90s, yeah. Still, I think California.
Because I met cats that couldn't speak English, but like they had a Hawaiian pidgin accent, so everything just blended. To the American tourists, it just sounded Hawaiian, right?
True.
But they didn't know it's just broken fucking English.
Broken English, yeah. Pigeon, yeah.
Pigeon.
Hey,
a pigeon.
to all of our broken English, no matter what nationality, dude. Because they called us fobs.
They called us fobs too, yeah.
Yeah. See,
Filipinos were the first like Asian immigrants to America.
they were here over 150 years already.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are right behind the Chinese.
Yeah, Filipinos are right behind the Chinese, and we were doing all the farms here in California, man. We're doing all the farming.
But yet the Japanese own all the farms now. How the fuck did that happen?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this.
No, because all the farms that right after internment camps were taken from the Japanese.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
Because you didn't hear about the Filipino farms. There was a lot. There was a lot of Filipino farms.
In Hawaii for sure. I know
Yeah,
that.
for Hawaii for sure.
Like the sugarcane fields and shit.
But for notoriety, the Filipinos were never mentioned. Does that make sense?
You're right.
Because you don't have any notable farms growing something. You know what I mean? But there was a lot. Is that right? Like a lot of people don't know Filipinos have been in America for that many years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're the first special forces too.
Yes. See, that's crazy. See, that's why when people look into history, that's why it's important for us to even talk about it, because it's like
Yeah.
they don't know. Like, you're educating me
Yeah.
because our ignorance, like the internet corrects me, bro.
All the time.
They'll probably correct us on a lot
Like,
of
hey,
these
old
facts
man,
also.
let me tell you something.
We're the old man, like,
They're
yeah,
like,
you guys don't know
"Hey,
shit, man.
Y'all don't know what you're talking about. This is the real deal.
Yeah, just because they Googled it like 5 seconds ago, like all of a sudden now they know you guys are wrong. It's like, fucker, we live this shit, okay?
Might not get our facts straight, but we lived it.
Yeah. Hey, what is
thank you.
this? Hello. What does hello mean, anyways?
It's our Filipino dessert.
Okay.
It's kind of like our ice cream.
It's like our jebamao.
So this is Filipino. They have this. We have jebamao. It's pretty much the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bam. Look at this thing. This thing's
Yeah.
huge, son.
Damn.
David,
Gangster.
grab some more food, man.
You want some halo halo?
Yeah.
I think he's crying because there's so
Yeah.
much food.
Come on over, man. Grab some food,
Oh,
man.
man, eat.
Bro, man, this is a great combo, man.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, this
because
is really fun.
no, for us to like join how the Asian community should be together is breaking bread and talking about this.
Yeah.
Because I might say something wrong, and you can correct me now. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Because you might have assumed something of us and you didn't know because that's what you heard. That's it.
Yeah.
And to us, we just want a conversation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, totally makes sense. Yeah.
It just have a conversation. It's like, oh shit, you did that? That's how it happened?
Yeah.
Because otherwise we wouldn't have known.
You can't Google everything.
You can't Google, and a lot of it's not in Wikipedia and Google.
Yeah.
No.
Until we talk about it, now it's in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because some dude told me, if you don't talk about it, don't document it, it won't make it in there.
True.
So let's let people correct us. Let people now, if they're come out of the woodwork, tell us what it really is. You know what I mean? If you own a farm, tell me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you owned a farm back in the day.
Yeah, tell me what you grew.
Fucking taro.
Don't tell me you grew weed either, okay?
Ooh.
Maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
Or maybe they are now.
Yeah. How do you say weed in Filipino, man? I'm putting you on the spot right now, dude.
I don't even know. Man.
Yeah.
What do you know about that batu, right?
That's a whole different kind of stuff now. That's a Hawaiian thing, dude.
Well, that batu. My bad.
Yeah, you're introducing something else, man.
The wow wee. I was in the Bay, so I grew up, I was with a lot of Filipinos.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like a little ninong now.
What part of the Bay were you at?
Everywhere in the Bay.
Oh, really?
Fremont, Union City, San Jose, Hayward. Like,
man, you lived in all the
yeah,
Filipino
Mountain View,
areas.
Richmond, Mountain View.
Yeah, all that. I
Fuck
hopped around. Went to every like community college there was.
No, but that's the thing about when our car culture hit, we were mobile. And Gary can attest to this. We went around racing everywhere. That's where we met all these different Asian cultures.
Right.
I didn't understand the Bay
You get the whole.
until I started racing.
Right.
I understand the music scene and started racing. Because why? Before you were just in your own little area. You were just in your own little bubble. And with the car scene, now you're mobile.
Right.
And when you're mobile, now all the car races, all the like car meets, all the fucking sanctioned races, now they're hot for nights. Everybody just went everywhere.
Yeah, and then the hot import nights brought people together. The import show-offs brought people together. Things like all the colleges came together as friendship games. So we'd have the friendship games, and then every college from up and down the state,
The friendship game.
every college would come together, and all the college people would play these games to, that was our Freaknik of the 90s, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Friendship games was the Freaknik for Asian
Freaknik,
community
bro.
in the 90s, man.
Bro, would you
Freaknik was in Hotlanta, and Friendship Games was here in California, in Fullerton, man.
to the friendship game.
Friendship game.
If you know.
We would have the big after parties. We would have Jocelyn Enriquez performing.
Oh, bro, Jocelyn
myself, Mello, E-Man, like we'd all DJ
man.
together. So yeah, it was good times.
Can we
man.
bring that back, like the Jocelyn Enriquez, the Kais, the fucking One Voices, you know what I mean?
That was a time, right?
Huh?
That late '90s era was a time.
It was a
because,
time, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Classified Records because they signed all these artists, they put them out, man, and then they would do these shows everywhere, man.
Dude, we gotta do more like that. Do you
Gotta
think,
bring that back, man.
Do you think we can do an Asian American festival and bring it all in?
Bring it all, tie it all together.
Yeah.
Sounds like a rumble.
In the 90s, it would have been a rumble.
In the 90s, I think,
Now we have unification.
in the
we got
90s,
AA
I think everyone would have been
We
fighting.
got
But no,
AAPI now.
I think in this generation, I think it could be doable, man.
Shall we try?
Let's try it, man.
Let's try, dude. Ooh.
Let's
Asian
do it.
American Fest coming to you, okay? We're gonna try this. Tell us, hey, anybody want to participate? Fucking hit us up, dude.
Watch out now. Watch out.
Ah,
Oh, this sounds
yeah,
dangerous,
this-
but fun.
But yes,
This sounds dangerous, but fun.
We'll have karaoke contest, b-boy contest,
Hey,
DJ
man.
contest. Let's
And if
do
you
this.
fight, he's gonna tell you guys to cut that shit
Fastest
out.
pho eating contest. All of that.
Fastest ball eating contest. The biggest
balut
lumpia
eating
maker.
contest.
Balut eating contest. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Oh,
about
bro,
it,
dude. And we'll have an egg roll contest.
Hey, seriously, this just came out right now. So like, this is our idea right here. So
Help us.
No biting. No
No
biting.
biting, okay?
Oh man, remember biting? It's not even a thing anymore.
Yo, dude.
These
that-
kids are like, what's biting?
dude.
What's biting?
So we got caught off for like these terms, like, okay, when you used to hit up on a girl, what was it called?
I mean, you were scamming on the girl, or you were
Scamming, macking.
macking, or macking on a girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll up on her, spitting game, right?
Yeah.
Now they have one word.
What is it?
Riz.
Riz. Okay, so the Riz is risen, right?
Yeah, but
I bet on that, man.
there's probably other few words, but like I don't know anything else. But like,
Do you know what a biter is?
yeah,
Because
Thank
back
you.
in the day, people would get into a lot of beef because of biting.
People would
You're
fight.
biting my style. You're biting my move,
You
right?
don't fucking wanna be your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a biter.
Like
Yeah.
if you had a style and then somebody else came out next place, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. People would get like really mad. Like in graffiti, hip hop, it was a serious beef.
Yeah.
It was the biggest compliment because if a person bited your style, like they obviously look up to what you're doing and they're trying to do the same thing and make it their own, you know. So they're biting it. But
But the 90s was a different thing.
in '90s, man, we'd be fighting over that, man.
Yeah, there was a no. That's like taking my trademark away.
Yeah, it was street trademark.
Yeah, you're infringing.
Infringing on my street trademark.
So yeah, for us DJs,
Like if you cut a beat and then someone else cut it the exact same
beat.
way.
or you scratch a certain way and then a DJ would kind of copy that same sound. My man D Styles of the Beat Junkies, he was saying scratching is your own signature on the way you DJ, right?
Yeah.
Scratching is your own signature. So yeah, if someone bit your style, they're trying to copy your signature, right? And so that was a no-no. I mean, nowadays, us being older, like it's a compliment, but
Back then it was a compliment, you know, like,
we'd be fighting about
yo,
it.
man, have your own fucking lane.
But that's like almost impossible now because of the internet and everything like that.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
tattooing, forget it. Forget it. In tattooing, forget it.
You might have said you pioneered it. That's all I could say.
That's all you could say, yeah.
Yeah,
We
like-
helped influence it or
Yo,
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Or you can't even say I did it first or whatever the case might be.
Everybody's an influencer now, man.
Bro.
But yeah, like we pioneered that or we helped create that lane, but yeah.
But is that not knowing you guys were the first influencers? Because in your own lane, your own genre, own craft, you guys influenced the rest.
We just didn't call it influencing
Yeah.
back then, though.
You know, I look up to this shit, man. Try this. See, beat me, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's when the battles would come out. Be
No.
like, oh yeah, you good? All right, come on, let's go.
Because back then it was a battle, right?
They battle for equipment. They battle for cars or whatever.
Yeah.
For pink slips.
They battled for fucking DJ battles, b-boy battles. Everything was a fucking battle.
It's called play for keeps, kids.
If you can't play it, don't fucking try. You know what I mean?
Can't hang, don't bang.
Exactly.
Boys, man, this is one of the funnest fucking. Oh man. Yeah, this is great, man. Culturally, we're all there. Okay, y'all don't know how the history goes, man. But man, what do you want to tell these next generation, man?
Hey man, well this next generation, I want you guys to just take it all in. If you've watched it this far, man, you guys are really into it. Like, these old guys, man, they're just talking shit.
We're just a bunch of old guys talking shit. Yeah, but we're gonna own this.
But if
okay?
you've been watching it this far, man, I just want to say, man, yo, props to you guys. Kudos to you guys, man. Keep on risen to all you fellas and ladies out there, man. But no, if you've been up to this point, man, like, yeah, man. I mean, really, just take your craft, take your art, whatever it is that you do, man, and
One last note.
put your own spin on that, man.
One last note. ABG. I gotta talk about this, dog.
Okay, go.
Okay. I gotta talk about this, dog. Okay. What did that fucking become? All these Asian baby girls, okay? Because remember, the clubs has some hot little Asian babies, man. Are we not right? You talk about Sasha Singleton.
Filipino chicks are the baddest too.
Dude, come on. I was just asking.
Sasha Singleton.
Sasha Singleton.
I was just asking Gary about the fucking twins yesterday.
Oh shoot. Hey, I DJ'd one of the twins' wedding, man.
Did you?
I DJ'd Jen's wedding, man.
Dude, because she was on the. Who was on the fucking
Remix twins, the remix twins.
Remix twins, dude. Dude, they
Shout
were.
out to Jen. I did her wedding in Cancun a few
But
years
you
ago.
gotta give them props.
Yeah, man, props. They were a staple in our community. They made Biggie's video, man. So,
Right?
like, that's big. Man.
That's big.
That's huge.
It was them and fucking Patricia Ford back then. You know what I mean?
Patricia Ford, damn.
Right? Okay, yeah, I'm a motherfucking old dog. Okay.
Shout out to Tila Tequila, man.
What was it? Patricia D? What was it?
You have to say
Shout out to
Francine
Tequila.
D after that, right?
Francine D, bro. At least. Tequila.
Okay, we might be a little buzzed, okay? We're gonna be so wrong here, dog.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Anyways.
Wait. What the fuck ever, dog? To all you motherfucking youngsters, dog, know who fucking paved the way. That's all I can say, man.
Yo.
Shout out to Icy Ice, man.
Thank
Dude,
you, Icy Ice.
look about Beat Junkies. They have an academy.
Oh, heck yeah.
You want to
Yeah, check
learn?
us out.
Come learn, right?
Follow me on all social media platforms, DJ Icy Ice. I'm on Twitch on a daily, as well as TikTok on a daily, doing my live streams and my mixes and things like that. And then you can find my mixes all on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, all of that stuff. Man.
So,
Okay.
Mo, hi,
Bye.
yo!